Let's take a look at Fuel by Metallica. So we're going to be down 1/2 step, so E flat standard. So it's going to start off with this 8th note bass riff, 3rd fret on the E string. We're going to play that and then pull off. Important here is that you don't want to bend and pull off. You're just straight into a pull off, so you shouldn't hear the pitch really change much on that 3rd fret. So 3, pull off, pluck, open again. Repeat that, and then one more, and this one only has one open string, so it's 3 0 0 3 0 0 3 0, and then repeat. So important not to give it an extra 0 at the end, so it's an 8-note phrase. So that's the main part of the riff. We continue on to the music that happens 2 times to start out, then 1, 2, 3 times, then we go into this not power chord, octave shape slide. So index finger, 3rd fret of the E string, ring on 5th fret. What's important is that you can mute everything else around it. So index finger should be muting the A string. So if you pluck it, that's what happens. Ring finger should be muting the G string, so that if you hit that, it's not ringing out. In the lesson today, you had your finger accidentally pushing down the 5th fret, and that gives us a different sort of sound than we're going for. We just want those 2 notes to make that octave. So we're going to start on the 3rd fret, all still 8th notes. We're going to slide up to 5, so 3 to 5, pluck 5 again, 2, 3, and then slide down, hit it, slide back up. And then we're back to that riff. 1, 2, 3, that repeats. And then we get into, after the slide, which is another 8th note riff, starting with the slide 5 to 7 on the A string. Then we go to the 7th fret of D string. Slight bend with your index finger, just enough that you can kind of tell it's changing. And this is going to be for a quarter note, then back to our 8th notes, 7, 5, 7. You're playing it down here, which is fine, but you miss out on the ability to bend. So it might be better to actually check it out up here. And the important thing again is when we hit that 5th fret of the D string, it's going to be a quarter note instead of an 8th note. Everything else is 8ths. Keep moving along, go back to that main riff. Verse, we're going to get power chord. So this is the top of page 10. E power chord for a whole note. Then we're going to go up to G for 3 beats, which is a dotted half note. So dot takes whatever the note value is. You're going to add an extra 50%. So this is normally 2 beats. We're adding an extra 50%. So half of 2 is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. We're giving this 3 beats. And then we're doing a similar riff to what we just did with that da-da-da-da, but we're going to go up the octave. So 12, hammer on to 14. So double stops up here, 12 to 14, then we bend ring finger over to play 14 and 14 of D and G string. So the rhythm here, those 14, 14, 8th notes, then we're off for an 8th note, then we come back in for a quarter note on 12. Back to your 8th notes. So that's bar 1. Second bar after that, it's going to be similar, 14, 14, rest, 12 for a quarter, 14, 12, slide back into our E chord, 2, 3, 4, and now we get some more power chords. This is going to be B for 3 beats, 1, 2, 3, play it again on 4, then we're going to go down a half step for 3, play it again on 4, down another half step for 3, and then we're back into our rhythm figure 2. So let's keep going on, find the chorus. So chorus on this one is going to be on page 12 under halftime feel. We're going to be doing a bunch of palm muted stuff, pulling off 2nd fret to open. This is mostly 8th notes, but beat 3 is going to be a quarter note for the majority, if not all of this. Everything else, 8th notes. So we got 2, O, down the octave. So again, starting at the top of this, we have 2 on the D string, pull off, open E, 2nd fret of D, 2nd fret again for that quarter note, then open, open. So that last bar is bar 3. Basic same rhythm, but now instead of going to that low E, we're going to A string each time. So 2, O, open, 2, 2, open A twice. That repeats. But the second time, we go down to this low E instead of the A. Next bar, pull off again. And we're going to go to G, 3rd fret. And that stays down for that full bar. So this is under the G6 chord. Next bar, identical, except we go to an A as the last note instead of doubling up on that G. Then we're going to this A5, which you already played before. Again. And then A to E at the end of the bar. Keep going to that E phrase. That's going to repeat. But we're moving back to an A at the end of that bar. Moving up to a C at the end. So lots of stuff at the end of the bar is foreshadowing the next chord. What's going to be important for this is getting that rhythm. So that stays the same throughout, but really take your time, sit down with the tab, make sure you're getting the right notes for that. But the rhythm will be exactly that. And the notes are that if you want to watch it a bunch of times. But I'd suggest putting the song on, pulling out that tab, and maybe slowing it down to 75% on YouTube.